My God, Sarah. Evening, evening. Come on in, everybody. Evening, evening. As I'm getting everything else up to go. Hello. Hello, everybody. Come on in. Come on in, get yourself settled. We're gonna be chatting for a bit. Hello. It's morning for you, but it's evening over here for me. It's 2:20 a.m. Tuesday here. It's 5:20 a.m. Monday over here. Welcome to time zones. They suck. My shoulder is killing me. I've been carrying the weight of the 40k lore and all the fluff all by myself, and my shoulders ache. Building a guard sentinel, and this is the first time I've got my hands on new kits, and wow, is this an upgrade over the old one. Oh yeah! Oh yeah, no, the new sentinel kits are much better than the old ones. What's your thought on Quarks? My thought on Quarks? They're a fun little backstory tidbit for the orcs, but I really could care less. And I love orcs, so I just found out about them. Cool. Log into 40k. Wow, 200. Yep. Thank you, TCOM. Many coffees for boss. Oh, that's going towards Christmas presents, I can tell you that much. Gotta buy my friends and family some Christmas presents, you know? Gotta buy my brother some Warhammers. And I gotta buy the wife something very nice. Gotta one-up last year. I don't know how I'm gonna one-up last year, though. Help. Aiden Boss, got a question for you. I am building a White Scar army. Recommendation for a good but speedy tank. Okay, so... You're not gonna find a good but speedy tank. If you're bringing a tank, you are bringing it to support your White Scars units. So you're not gonna have a vehicle that keeps up with the rest of your army if you want a decent anti-armor option. That's like fast tank, that's just not in the cards. 40k doesn't really... Space Marines don't have a fast tank unless you're playing Blood Angels. Which even then, the Ball Predator probably isn't doing what you want it to do. So, the best thing for your White Scars, tank-wise, would probably be... Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? Flyers really got fucking hit in the dick. You're probably gonna want a gladiator. Specifically the gladiator laser, just like gladiator lancer. It's specifically an anti-tank vehicle. It covers everything that your White Scars fast-hitting units don't cover. And at 10 inches, that's the fastest you're getting. With the kind of anti-armor you want to bring. Wait, hold on. Is it a gladiator, lancer, or executioner? Hold on. Yeah, no, it's the lancer. Exactly. Tanks hold down firing lanes. So, if you're bringing a tank, it's not keeping up with your army. It is hanging out in the back line or the mid line. That's it. So the idea is that while your White Scars, jetpack units, biker units, and assault units rush up the board, the Lancer is basically like spotting the field. And then it looks at the biggest thing that's a threat to that infantry that's armored or a monster. And then it says, "Get fucked, kid," and then kills it. Or heavily damages it and makes it irrelevant. First time on stream, very chill so far. That's what we try to do. What about a squad of decolators? What? In an impulsor with their missile spam firing from the firing deck. Oh, you mean a decimation squad? Hold on. Desolation squad. Desolation squad's got kicked in the nuts. They got heavily kicked in the nuts. Like, you can't take a squad of 10, you can only take a squad of 5 now. And how much is a squad of 5? That's rules update. Need Minotaur field manual. Necrons, Orcs, Space Marines. Okay, so Desolation Squad. 200 points for 5 models. And then you want to put them in an Impulsor for 80. There are a lot better options for 280. Like, an Eradicator squad at 6 men is much more effective than a Desolation squad at 5 for 200. So when you're trying to build an army, when you're trying to build a 40k army for the tabletop, the idea comes down to, what is this unit doing? Can it complete its job? And can it make its points back? If a unit does not make its points back, it is not worth bringing. So if you take a unit that's 200 points and give them a transport that's 280, they better be killing 280. Or units that are worth 280 or higher. They better be doing that job. But with their limited pool, their weapon, like their unit size being kicked in the dick, and the fact that like the Impulsor's firing deck is not as impressive as you think it is, that's not worth it. It is much more impressive to bring an Impulsor and bring a Blade Guard squad inside that Impulsor. Because they can still do the job that you want them to do. They can tank a whole lot more damage than the Desolation squad can. And they'll actually be doing their damn job. If you're bringing a Desolation squad, you are keeping them outside of a transport and just using line of sight blocking to get them where they need to go. But the White Scar's chapter tactic doesn't fit well with them. You want to be using that space for other units that focus around melee. Because remember, the Stormlance detachment focuses on running and assaulting. Or advancing and assaulting. That's the idea. Yep, kill their point value or stand on an objective. And Desolation squads right now, for 200 points, there are way better units that can be standing on an objective, and there's way better units that can be doing their job. Like, for 15 points less, I can take 3 Centurions that can do their job. Not only will they stand on an objective, but hey, they get rerolls. Hey, OG, how are you? I'm tired. I've been working all day. But yeah, like a Desolation squad, they are not as impressive as they once were. And the reason why you take them is that you do hide them behind buildings. You do hide them behind line of sight blockers because indirect fire. They do not need line of sight to shoot targets, even though they take a penalty of -1. But 5d6 shots behind a wall that no one can see them, that's 5d6. You're averaging out to around like maybe averages 3 and 4 on a dice roll. You're averaging about like 15 to 20 shots per guy. Well, like per unit. At strength 7, AP -1, damage 2. If you're taking Desolation squads, you better be hiding them. Because that's what most competitive players do. They take a Desolation squad and they hid them behind walls. That's why they had to get nerfed so hard. Honestly, I'd just take away indirect fire from them if that's the problem here, but like... Much like card games, they don't hit the things that need to be hit. How much differently would 40k be if Sanguinius flipped with Horus? What's your name on the purple app? Same as here as on TikTok. Announcer of games. What would happen if it flipped? Probably wouldn't change at all. Just the difference is that Sanguinius can fly. And he'd probably be bitching a lot more. If Sanguinius flipped with Horus, not instead of. Oh, sided with Horus? Sided with Horus, you mean? Not flipped, you mean side. You, like, flipped means, like, we flip the scenario, right? Do you mean, like, sided with? Like, if Sanguinius sided with Horus. My bro, you're alive. You're live. I am live. I'm live on YouTube and Twitch. No, flip means Sanguinius flipped from loyalist to heretic. This is what I meant. Okay. Understand my confusion, though. So, if Sanguinius and the Blood Angels sided with Horus and the Traitor Legions, that's 10 traitors on 8 loyalists. That would change the course of the war massively. Like, at that point, the traitors win. Because the Blood Angels aren't there to defend the Imperial Palace along with the White Scars and Imperial Fists. And then it's just kind of like, I don't know what to tell you. Like, the Horus Heresy is built in such a way that the specific set of circumstances that led up to it was that Horus was going to lose just barely. 10 on 8 with the drop site makes it 10 on 5. Yep. Corn and Sanguinius bond over their shared love of cherry Kool-Aid. And Dorian Heresy isn't an interesting take anymore because it was written so early on in the Horus Heresy that it could not account for any of the legions that were not written about. I have a few people that worked on the Dorian Heresy in my server, and they revealed to be like, yeah, no, like the book that was out when we wrote that up was First Heretic. What if Terra was destroyed but Sangi is alive? Then there's an Eye of Terror around where Earth was. I don't know what to tell you. Like... It would not end differently. It would just be different names. Like... Guys, I want you all to understand something. The point of the Horus Heresy was to bring the Emperor's dream crashing down around him. That his dream of humanity achieving enlightenment and ascending to the control, like the race that controls the universe. Nah, watch it burn, Prometheus. You stole fire from the gods. You then tried to kill the gods, and the gods laughed at you. That's the idea. The Chaos Gods set it up in such a way that whoever was going to be the arch traitor was going to fail at the finish line. That's what's going to happen. Doesn't matter if it was Gulliman, doesn't matter if it was Sanguinius, doesn't matter if it was Lorgar, doesn't matter if it was Dorn. The idea was to lose just barely. Because it got us what we have in modern 40k. The 4 Chaos Gods wanted the everlasting stalemate. Because their they're fed by it. They're fed by all of the stuff that's happening in 40k. It's an eternal buffet that will never end. It's why they didn't want Horus to win. And if Horus did win, well, fuck. As well, yeah, Horus was their first choice. As well, Horus was the perfect choice. He was the closest one to the Emperor. He was the one that was the first amongst the equals. But he also had the longest fall. He had the farthest to fall. And the fact that he knew everything about the Emperor and the Imperium, plus being a charismatic individual that could get anyone to agree with him on most things, made him the perfect choice. The reason why the Dorian heresy doesn't work is because Dorn is a brick. He doesn't have that charisma. He's a brick of a man that doesn't know how to talk to people. But again, that was written before his personality was really cemented as this brick of a man. So if you read the Dorian Heresy before everything that was released after First Heretic, yeah, it can be interesting. But then when you read everything after, yeah, no, it falls apart because the personalities don't match up. Who's your favorite Xenos faction and Chaos God? Orcs and Tzeentch. Blood for the Blood God. All we knew about Dorn when we were working on DH stuff was Stoic and the whole Pain Glove stuff. Exactly. Exactly. So when written from that perspective, from that time period, yes, of course, interesting. But now, when you read a lot of the Horus Heresy books that came out, especially any book that focuses on Dorn, it feels like you're reading a completely different person that has the name Dorn. But again, this is something where you can't get upset at the writers of the Dorian Heresy, because again, they were limited on what they knew and limited on the resources that were out at the time. Like, I used to fucking hate the Dorian Heresy because I didn't have that context. But now that I had that context, because I had two lovely individuals explain it to me, that like, no, like this was written very early on in the Horus Heresy, very, very early, and like we were going off of like what we had. And that made me change my opinion from absolute despising of the Dorian Heresy to, oh, no, now I understand why everything was written the way it was, and now my opinion of it is it's just there. Instead of just like outright loathing. Amazing what happens when you educate someone, huh? So it doesn't matter if they win or not, and that's why all four left Horus when he was about to die. I can't spoil Death in the End too much if you're all going to read it, but if you want to read it, spoiler here. So, during the fight with the Emperor, after Horus basically Exodia obliterates the Emperor's soul, Horus gets way too big for his britches, and the Chaos Gods were also anticipating that he'd do that, and essentially, this was twofold. One, oh, you think you can win without us? Oh, you dumb fuck. And two, they were going to do it anyway. They just wanted it to sting that extra little bit. They wanted Daddy's special little boy to understand that he was nothing in the grand scheme. He was just a pawn to be used, and the cruelest joke that the gods could play on the Emperor was to break his son in front of him. Not only did we burn your empire to the ground, but now your son has just realized what he's done. And we're done with him. So do what you want. You'll be a Dark King eventually. And while you're doing that, we're gonna go fuck with that guy named Luther over there. Ooh. That's essentially what happened. And yes, I kid you the fuck not, they have this fucking tarot card duel in the warp. Like, on the physical plane, like, they're dueling, like, it's like the epic final battle between Obi-Wan and Anakin Skywalker. Duel of Fates playing in the background. In the fucking warp, they're sitting at a table playing fucking Yu-Gi-Oh! With tarot cards. It's the most insane and stupidest thing ever, and I love it. And, like, the Emperor flips up, like, he flips up the tarot card where it's, just like, you can't beat this card. Draw your last pathetic card before I end this, Horus. And Horus is like, the Chaos Gods deck has no pathetic cards, Dad! But it does contain the unstoppable Despoiler! Ah! The Despoiler! It's not possible! It's... Oh, God. Death in the End, parts 1, 2, and 3 are a fucking trip. They're such a fucking trip. And it only... Sandy only comes back after Horus is dead. I definitely enjoy the Cadians. What book would you recommend? If there's too many to name, you're fine. Ah, fuck. What was that new Cadian book called? There's The Fall of Cadia, Cadian Honor, and Creed, Ashes of Cadia. There's also Longshot. There's a lot of Cadian books out there. If you want to know more about Ursula Creed, her story is Creed, Ashes of Cadia. Which is basically her story of... Which is her book, basically explaining how she... in spite of her father's failure weighing her down, rises to the occasion and becomes the new Castellan of Creed. Ursula Creed proves herself in that book, despite all of the disadvantages of being the daughter of a failure. Because it doesn't matter, like, a lot of people got mad that Creed was just, like, gone, because we had him for, like, so long. And when she was revealed and she was released, people were like, why is she here? Why didn't you just bring Creed back? And the book basically answers that Creed's gone. Creed's a normal man just like the rest of us. He tried his best. He did what he could with what he had. And to the Imperium, it doesn't matter. To the Imperium, Creed failed. It doesn't matter that demonic forces that could rend reality were fucking with him. It doesn't matter that a giant space station, a Death Star, was crashed into the planet, and he could do nothing to stop it. It doesn't matter. He failed. And now, Ursula has to live with that. She has to live with an empire that sees her father as a failure. And she has to live with that stigma. Even though she's not her dad, and she had no part of that, doesn't matter. To the Imperium, fuck you. What is the standing chapter of the Primarchs? Is it still limited to the Codex limit? Nope! Gulliman did away with the Codex limit. He did away with the 1,000-man strong chapters rule. Because, as he put it, you were not supposed to follow the Codex so strictly and rigidly. It's there to guide you, but it cannot account for every probable situation. It's why there were loopholes written within it for a reason. Like, you can have any number of Marines during a crusade. So, like, that Black Templar loophole wasn't something they discovered. It was written in there purposely for that reason. The idea... So, like, now that the Codex is, like... They still follow it to a degree. It's still a very good war book. It's like it's like our modern day The Art of War. It's kind of like Common Sense, the book. If the enemy is on a hill, do not charge the enemy, because they have a height advantage and you will get tired and they will just stab you. Do not charge the hill. Like, it's that kind of common sense. I.e., like, if the enemy's out in an open field, drop pods on them. They got nowhere to hide. You can surround them. Boom, done. But, yeah, so, like, the Ultramarines now have, like, they have an 11th company. They have more than 11 companies now. All I hear is Captain Barbossa saying they're more like guidelines. Yeah, it's... The Codex Astartes is more what you call guidelines than actual rules. That's the point. Because, again, Guilliman's a tactical genius, but even a tactical genius can't see all the angles. So, like, that's why he had the foresight to say, don't follow this religiously. Pity there are still Marines who think it's a holy text, and G is just too humble to say he's divine. Oh, it's... He wouldn't call himself divine. Gifted, exceptionally so. But, like, that's more of the nature of what he is. I'm just finishing back to Space Marine 1, and that one guy, the Codex Astartes, doesn't support this action, and can hear their Primarch face-palming. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. It makes sense, though, that he's a chaplain, huh? Just started my Necron army, and I only know the basic lore. Where would you recommend starting? If you're playing Necrons, and you want to know more about Necrons, the Twice Dead King series is a great place to start. You're really getting deep into how Necron Tomb Worlds and Necron dynasty politics work. Plus, just entertaining reads. It also makes the Imperium out to be, like... The one thing I like about the Twice Dead King series is that the Imperium is actually shown to be a threat. Like, a lot of 40k fluff is written from the Imperium's perspective. So, of course, like, you're going to see, like, the horror of the Necrons. Jerry got atomized right beside you. You watched his skin melt off his body and just a skeleton hit the ground. You see, like, wraiths, like, poking through walls and impaling your friend with its tail. Or, like, you see flayed ones crawling out of the ground and grabbing onto you. But then you see it from the Necron's perspective. Holy shit, they're blowing up planets. Oh my god. Fucking barbarians, dude. Oh my god, it's the end of the world. Like, what the fuck do we do? Like, genuinely, it's a very good perspective. What was the first 40k book you recommend? Is it one you would still recommend? Oh. Oh. Chat. My first 40k book. God. Give me a minute. I need to find it. Hold on. Oh, here it is. Grey Knights by Ben Counter. Oh my god. Hold on, I gotta, like, get this book cover up for all of you to see. Oh, chat. Chat. I'm sorry, I'm trying to like get the book up so I could show it to you all. Come on, internet load. Ah, chat. I'll zoom in on this. This was my first 40K book that I ever read. This is the first one I ever read. I do not recommend it. I do not recommend this book. Yeah, yes, Grey Knights, a book where a Terminator is taken out by medieval knights. Oh, if you want pain, that's the book. When was it released again? When was it released? Fuck, but 2004. This was written back in a time where Space Marines weren't what we know of them today. This was like where they started making like Space Marines a little bit more than just crazy powered up super soldiers and power armor. Like this is like where the start where like they were getting like really big kind of a thing. Where do you recommend reading the 40K books? Either grab a chapter book or grab the audiobooks online. The cover looks like one of those ones where they people substitute new titles for the lol. Star Knights beat up the devil for his lunch money. Oh, it feels like it's exactly that. It's hilarious. I think my first was Space Wolf. It's fine, but if you like Horse Heresy Wolves, I wouldn't recommend. Hi, Nix. But yeah, like, oh my god. Do not read Grey Knights by Ben Counter. It's not only is it extremely boring, it's out there for like a 40K book. Not like Jacques Draco out there, but like again, Medieval Knight beats a Grey Knight Terminator out there. I want to read the books, but I cannot find it in my country. Is there any available online? Plenty of available online. I don't know what country you live in, but plenty available online. Necrons awakened in their prime versus all the Tyranids in the galaxy. Are we talking like when they were flesh and blood, or are we talking when they were controlled by the Catan? Like, oh, what are we talking about here? What do you mean, like, awakened in their prime? Like, are we talking like when they were enslaved by the Catan? Or before that? Controlled. Oh, then fucking... Behold! I am a Catan shard! I ascend onto the battlefield. Not even a shard. I am a full-fledged Catan. I'm the Nightbringer. Watch as I just made your army disappear. I have exterminated all life on this planet. Starve, you fucking bugs! Okay, I'm gonna go take a nap. Bye! A Catan just shows up, blows up a fleet, and leaves. Like, what? I don't even need the Necrons at that point. I just show up, snap my fingers, boom, they're dead. Ooh, they're starving. Oh, watch as the Tyranids starve to death. Ooh. And the Deceiver keeps some around because it's funny. That sounds about what I expected. Yep. Oh, War of Heaven Necrons were terrifying. Yeah, the Elder had to invent gods to fight the Catan. Yep. Remember, the Catan only lost because Shogorath, the clown god, managed to convince the Deceiver to play a practical joke in all the other Catans, which was basically like, hey, you know what'd be funny? What? If you lost. You know what? That is funny, said the Deceiver. And he's been kicking himself ever since. Been loving your lore videos. Hope you keep them up. I keep them up on YouTube because TikTok's gonna get banned in a month. So if you want to keep watching my lore videos, jump over to YouTube. Because next year I'm starting that, like that 40k stuff. What about Necrons immediately after they freed themselves? You mean the full power of the Silent King still controlling all of the Necrons? The full power of the Necron Empire? Backed by the Silent King who's controlling everybody? Okay, instead of just the Nightbringer going up and snapping everything away, the Silent King shows up and does it. Different person, same outcome. My first book was about a Khornate worshipper that wants to die, but Khorne won't let him. What detachments are you hoping for most for Grotmas? Dear Grotmas, dear the Red Gobbo, please, for the love of God, give me a 1,000 Suns unit that's a melee-focused rubric unit. That isn't Terminators. Thanks. So I'm a Space Wolves fan, 40k version. Is there any lore you like or love to hate about either version? Not really. I don't really hate things in 40k. I dislike some things, but like hate's a strong word. I hate Erebus, but that's because they rate him to be hateable. What Space Marine Legion do you not like and why? Thank you. I do not like the Blood Angels. I find them extremely boring. All they do is complain and whine, and I just don't like them. But I totally see why everyone else does. I'm hoping for the Emperor's Children myself. Next year, hopefully, should have us eating good. Oh, I'm excited for EC. Make room, babe. I'm buying Emperor's Children. I do not care. Don't know, boss. I think the best GW can do is Zangor. How dare you? How dare you? I don't want Zangor. You got Zangor in my fucking 1,000 Suns, and now I'm suffering. Ascended Demon Primarchs versus Tyranids? I drown Angron in enough gaunts and he'll suffocate. Like, what? You want, like, 9 demon... Like, you want, like, 7 Demon Primarchs that don't get along to fight Tyranids? Okay. They're gonna eat the planet. They're one guy. Like, you got 7 big guys all on one planet? Cool, I've eaten the planet, and now I got several Swarm Lords. Get them. I got several fucking, Norn emissaries. Get them. Oh boy, hope Angron can survive several shooting phases. And there's not enough dead souls around. There's not enough souls for the warp to give a shit. So those Demon Primarchs are gonna go bye-bye. But Magic Goat, funny. Not even Magic Goat, it's Magic Bird. Boo. Are you a fan of the Eisenhorn Ravenor cycle? Yes. There's nothing I really hate in 40k. I'm growing up in such a way where I don't really hate anything in my media. There's just some things I don't like. Because, like, hate's strong. Hate's a very strong word. You will get Zangors and like it. You cannot force Zangors on me. I will deny it each and every fucking time. I do not like their units. I do not like how they play. I really dislike how they're so melee focused, but they don't do anything. The B strategy. Hi, boss. Hi, Tunist. Would you want real-life Terminator armor? You all realize that, like, in order to wear Space Marine power armor, you have to have, like, several surgeries and a thing called the Black Carapace, right? Which is, like, a second skin. And that the armor plugs into your nervous system. Right? Like, those studs all throughout the Space Marines, they're not there for show. They're actual plugs. I would love Terminator armor in real life if it wasn't designed to hurt by wearing it. No, I don't know any Marine that could kill Lucius the Eternal and not turn into him. They kind of just drop the, if you kill him in a moment of pride, he'll possess you. It's just, if you kill him, he'll possess you. It's just that now. Which, like, gets rid of that stupid restriction of, like, oh, if you take a moment's satisfaction, he possesses you. No, it's just, you stab him, he dies, you become him. It's just how that works now. Well, what if you erased him from existence? Who's erasing him from existence? Because that person's gonna get possessed. Even if they're tangentially related to the event. What is the surviving rate of new recruits to be fresh Marines? Depends on the chapter. I remember a lot of these surgeries are done while the subject is awake without any pain suppressants. Exactly! Come on, little Timmy! I know that this is your 5th surgery back-to-back, but you really need this, or else the armor's not gonna work! As little Timmy's going, "Ah!" A little too busy to understand what's being told to him, as a drill is being drilled into his cavities. You know? Isn't Terminator's was a mining suit for the Dowit? No, tactical dreadnought armor was designed for warfare. Would the same go for the Primarch when it comes to Lucius? Probably. I wouldn't run it by it. Any tips for how I can find somebody to play Warhammer with? You go down to your local game store. You bring your 40k army. You see if anyone's playing. Or, you go up to the store person and say, hey, when's your dedicated Warhammer 40k day? And they will tell you. Or you go online with fucking, Tabletop Simulator and say, hey, I want to play 40k, who's up? And then other people will say yes. The Mechanicus hears no screams, only loud prayers. You taking the deal to be a dreadnought forever you get woken up every few centuries to answer lore questions? I don't want to be fucking Bjorn the Fell-Handed. I don't want to be Bjorn the Fell-fucking-handed. The Terminator armor being a mining suit is like old lore. Yeah, no, it got horrifically retconned. Welcome to 40k, where, if it's not canon, it's retconned. Woo! Okay, are the old ones frogmen or lizard guys? We don't know. So, the old ones are a remnant of when 40k and Warhammer Fantasy were kinda one and the same. Because, like, the old ones were supposed to be the slang. And Essentially, they were supposed to be like a mix of frog and lizard. But then after 40k was like... After 40k and fantasy were split off from each other completely, only relation is that the gods of chaos are the same in either version, with the same demons and such. The old ones were retroactively moved off into their own thing. We don't really know what they were. We like to assume they were floating frogmen or floating lizardmen because it's funny. But genuinely, we actually don't know. Like, we don't know anymore. They could still be the frog and lizardmen. There's nothing contradicting that. But GW could easily just come in and say, oh, they were so beyond our understanding that they took on any form that we could physically comprehend. You know, like the precursors from Halo. They look like giant crabs to us. Because that's what our minds could reasonably understand. So the old ones could be sentient rocks or milkshakes with arms and googly eyes. Exactly. We just don't know anymore. Yeah, and now with AOS, they play it quite cute with the whole space lizard saying, yep! So question, what happened at the Rangden Xenocides? Was it as bad as it reads, or was it just another battle? So, the problem is, we don't know much about the Rangden Xenocides. We do know that it was horrible. It was so horrible that 2 legions were expunged after it was done, and there were 4 of them. It was so bad, like, the Xenocides were so bad, that Malcador states that the truth of what happened could have unraveled the Imperium. Like, the Imperium itself could not survive with the knowledge that the Rangden Xenocides existed. That the Rangda were so powerful and so dangerous that it could have destroyed the Imperial project by just simply virtue of it being so god-awful. We don't exactly know what happened in it. We do know some things. One, the Rangda were so powerful as a military force, both in space and on the ground, that multiple powerful fleets the Imperium had, gone. Wiped off the face of the Earth. Like, wiped off the face of the galaxy. Nowhere to be seen. Titan legions. I'm not talking like a war, like 2 warhounds and a bigger knight after that. I'm talking legions of titans. Like, we're talking battle groups of 30 to 40 of these fuckers. Gone. Disappeared. Titan houses that were famous before the Rangden Xenocides, gone. Whole houses wiped out. That's how bad it was. And then even worse, the Dark Angels at the time were considered to be the largest legion, along with the Space Wolves. By the time the Rangden Xenocides were done, they were a third of what they once were. And the only reason the Dark Angels survived is because the Alpha Legion popped up at one point and said, "Hey, it's kind of terrifying if like the first Legion, like the first Space Marine Legion goes kaput. So how about we disguise ourselves as you and you go rebuild in secret?" And Lionel Johnson took up the offer. It was that bad. It was awful. But it's one of those sections of fluff that's tied into the 2nd and 11th Legions. So we don't get to know that. We don't know what happened to them. Wait, the lion retreated? Damn. Yeah. You know it's bad when Johnson puts aside his pride. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, it was bad. And all of the Primarchs, all of them, were sworn and memory wiped to forget it. It is one of those things where it's so heavily censored that not even the Inquisition knows what the fuck happened. And trust me, they've tried to learn it. And Dorn wanted to remember, Malcador let him remember, and then he immediately wanted to forget. How advanced could the Tau get? I don't know. How advanced do you want them to get? Didn't Horus slightly bring it up once in front of Malcador? He tried, and then Malcador choked him out. And I'm not talking like, oh, Malcador grabbed him by the head and started, like, doing this to him. No, like, it's the stare and choking him with psychic powers. Like, shut the fuck up, Horus. Shut the fuck up, Horus. Shut up. That kind of thing. Also, the memory wipes for the Primarchs 38. Yep. So yeah, welcome to the Rangdan Xenocides. We know hardly anything about them for a good reason. The Throne series, I think an Inquisitor is looking into it and Custodes kills him over it. Yep! Anybody who tries to learn the truth. Oh, man. What do you mean about Frank the Inquisitor? I don't remember a Frank the Inquisitor. Do you remember a Frank the Inquisitor? Nah, how about you and I step off into this room and we'll discuss it further over there. Stab. Oh, Johnson? Johnson the Inquisitor? Oh, Johnson's on administrative leave. Don't look into it. Hi, Clam. I understand now why the Eldar clone was so psychotic. It's, yeah. Welcome to the grim darkness of the 41st millennium. Shit sucks. Also, just want to say this for everybody. On Blue Sky, I have more than double what I had on Twitter. So, let's go, buddy. Let's fucking go. Just want to say that out loud. And yeah, that's right. I got a Blue Sky, motherfucker. I got a Blue Sky. So if you want to follow me on Blue Sky, and you aren't a piece of shit, that makes me want to die, here I am. You can find me there. A simple stab? I would expect a bolt pistol to the cranium. Nah, bolt pistol loud. You stab. What is Blue Sky? Imagine Twitter and Facebook, but without the racism. Without the sexism. And where we can actually enjoy discussing our hobbies and passions and things that we like. Without some fucking piece of shit edgelord coming in and just being a horrible person. It's truly a breath of fresh air. By the way, how is Tiberos the Red Wake a master of stealth considering how big he is? I don't fucking know. How are the Raven Guard masters of stealth? Even though they're like in massive fucking armor. I could hear them from a kilometer away. How are they stealth masters? I don't know, it's fucking magic! So Twitter and Facebook when they were very young. Yes, and it's much better. And the moderation actually fucking works. And that when you block somebody, they're blocked. Like, oh my god. Oh. And there's no algorithm on it. Like, there's no algorithm. You have to go find what you want to see. You have to tailor your feed to what you want. There's no algorithm. If you want people to share your stuff, say something interesting and say something that people like, and they'll share it for you. Likes don't get you shit, it shares. People have to share you around to be seen. I heard racism, now I'm here. Walk a fine line. D&D orc thief joke, Ravengard. From what I understand, the Concordons are beyond silent to a terrifying degree. They don't talk. They don't talk in battle. Like, they just move as one, and it's really disturbing to look at them. Like, watch them work. Inquisitor Bob, why don't you come over here? The Emperor himself wants to talk to you about the genocide. So, social media as it was intended and not a hellscape. Yep. Like... Oh, I see art from people that I enjoy. I see actual topics about Warhammer 40k that aren't filled with fucking weirdos who are wearing swastikas and just like trying to make everyone's life miserable. It's actually fun discussions about like the hobbies that we enjoy. And it's genuinely a good place. And it's funny because the people that ruin Twitter are trying to come over here, like trying to come over to Blue Sky, and they're finding no success because there's no algorithm that pushes their inflammatory bigotry. And like, I've been talking about all these different things, and I'm very happy about it. Like, here, I'll show you. I posted about, like, my game of the year, 1,000 Year Door, and, like, my fave game of the year, which was Space Marine 2. I talked about Dead Space. I responded to, like, then why the fuck did you bother subscribing to me if you weren't gonna watch anything? Genuinely, like... And not once did my post ever get flamed by a bunch of fucking weirdos calling me a pedophile, basically calling me a fucking lore tourist, or anything, like just being toxic. No toxicity at all. And they do pop up, I block them, and they can't do anything about it. They're just left to fly off into the sunset to burn. And I don't have to deal with them anymore. It's so fucking rewarding. Also, the many block lists that were created to isolate them and avoid their bullshit. Exactly. There are lists that you can subscribe to. And you can filter your feed so they don't pop up. So, like... It's great. As well, like, people are... Of course, like, people are saying, like, oh, well, then it's an echo chamber, isn't it? No, it's not. You know why? Because we're actually having discussions. Disagreements. And we don't have to deal with someone calling us a pedophile. We don't have to deal with somebody being racist. Or ableist. We don't have to deal with those pieces of shit. Because that's not debate. That's not discussion. That's just people being assholes. As well, we aren't looking to debate. We're having discussions about things that we enjoy. It's not an echo chamber because we aren't looking for confrontation. If you're someone who's looking for confrontation, who's looking to debate everybody, you're stuck in an echo chamber because your brain's desperate for interaction. But we're just having a good time. Having a fun conversation. And it's great. I'd follow you there once I made an account. Awesome. The only reason I'm still lingering on Twitter is because Blue Sky still doesn't have a resume from last read. I don't care. Genuinely, I don't care. I deleted my Twitter. My mental health could not survive Twitter. Ever since Muskrat took it over, it's just not worth it. It's just not worth it. Any post that you make, whether positive or negative, is flooded by either porn bots, racist weirdos who basically just attack you for existing, or like you get suppressed, or all three. Like how does that work? Neocons don't want to have a discussion, they want to win. Oh, that's great, old school. Don't worry, I got that. I got that. I got, like, the duplicate message. If you want to know where to start with painting, it's, you just grab a model, you grab the colors you want, grab a can of primer, whether it be Official Citadel or something else, and just spray paint the model with the primer, and then take your time. And then keep in mind that your first model is always going to look your worst. I bet Zinch would make the immortal snail thing with some Imperial citizens or his followers. Oh, fuck. That'd be the ultimate practical joke. Oh, God. Oh, God. The Laughing God, the Deceiver, and Zinch get together. They create the immortal snail. And then a mortal, doesn't matter what race, is just like, I want to know about this one thing, or like, I want to be rich. And then the three gods are like, yeah, okay, you can be rich, but here's the snail. The snail will kill you if it touches you. Good luck, fucker. It's immortal, and you're immortal too. Welcome to being your perpetual shithead. I think that'd be funny. That'd be funny. What's been your favorite thing of the recent reveals? Genuinely love the new Phoenix Lords. And I don't like Krieg that much. I find Krieg to be extremely boring. But genuinely for the Krieg players that you're getting a plastic line, I'm happy for them. I'm happy that they are genuinely getting a plastic line that looks good and is not going to be $200 fucking for 20 soldiers. And made of actually good material. The Phoenix Lords were awesome to see. The new, like, Aspect Shrine units were really cool to see. Of course, like, we knew they were coming thanks to the leak of, Fugin, the Fire Dragon. But, like, new guard models that isn't Cadians. Yes. I would have preferred something different than Krieg. Genuinely. Katachan, they desperately need a model update. Their models are ugly as shit. Bring back some of the old ones, like Vestroyans, Mordians, just anything that isn't, like, gas masks, you know? I think that'd be more fun. They all, Zinch, Deceiver, and Shogorath, the Laughing God, all in a room together playing Magic. They're all playing blue. I spend 2 mana to counter your counter. I spend 2 mana to counter your counter. Oh, we're playing this now. Update my Grey Knights, boring boys, we need love too. Yeah, no, like, there's a few armies that still need, like, updates. Grey Knights desperately need to have units that are distinct. Because remember that, like, a lot of the Grey Knights units use, like, 2 boxes. So, like, if you want your teleporting squad, you're buying a strike squad, whether you like it or not. You want, paladins? You gotta buy the Terminator box. Sorry. Is it a problem if I say I enjoy the Tau? Why would it be a problem? You enjoy a faction. I am tired of, like, this, oh, if you play Tau, you're a bitch. Or, like, that kind of thing. I'm very tired of that. You like the Tau. I may not like playing Tau. But, like, hey, you enjoy it. Why does that make you bad? You enjoy an army and their playstyle. Or you enjoy an army for their fluff. Doesn't make you bad. Makes you like that faction. You like... I'll get annoyed that it's like, Tau firing lanes. That's an annoying bitch thing to deal with. But like, that's just the tactics of the army. I'd groan if it was Imperial Guard doing it too. But like, you suck it up, you take a deep breath, you figure out how to counter it, and you either counter it or you get shot off the board. There's no problem with liking the Tau Empire. I like Ultramarines. I get bullied for liking the blueberries. I get bullied for playing them. Tau are the bane of my existence as a Custodes player. Yeah. And you gotta learn to overcome it. Like, Eldar are the bane of my existence. But, like, I've had to learn... Like, I have to learn to get over my hatred of them. Like... And just accept, like, that's how they play better. Okay, sir, you just earned my subscription. Welcome to growing up. Welcome to being an adult. You either overcome the problem, or you learn how to. It's not gonna work on your first attempt, but you get there eventually. The bane of my existence is not having money for this. Oh, don't mistake it, I love playing against Tau. That's great.
Revolting.
A random guy, the last church was not a Christian one. It was not. It was the Church of the Lightning Stone. Not even remotely close to Christianity. Not even close. Christianity never, like, hasn't existed in 40k for a long goddamn time. That, like, what? What? No, that's just wrong. I'm opening this up.
So
Hold on.
a lot.
The building itself is, according to the author, a combo of two churches in the Highlands. Doesn't make it a Christian one. The Lightning Stone? That sounds dope. God, I have to try and remember the Lightning Stone myth now. Basically, guy who is blind stands by a stone, gets hit by lightning, and he miraculously can see God's real Church of the Lightning Stone. I follow you now on Blue Sky. Nice. Oh, no, deaf, not Christian. Just a cool reference. It is a cool reference. But yeah, no, not... The Church of the Lightning Stone is not Christian. Like, Christian... Like, guys, gals, non-binary pals, the only Christian person left in 40k was, what the fuck's his name? Elanius Pius. And he's fucking dead. He was the last Christian. Or Catholic. One of the two. And he's fucking dead. He died. Lightning Stone sounds more valid than Christianity, lol. I love 40k. Well... So, if you want to know about the Church of the Lightning Stone, you have to read The Last Church. And the Last Church story is essentially a debate on atheism and religion. I'm going to tell you right now, the book has a concrete answer on the debate. It chooses a side. But it's written in such a way that, yeah, the Emperor is right, because this is a book with the Emperor, like, this is a short story with the Emperor as a character within it. The idea is that the Emperor may be right, but he's an asshole. And just because you're right does not give you the moral high ground. It does not make you a good person. And an empire run by a dickhead is inevitably going to fall. So, there is an animatic narrative of the debate. Yeah. The author himself, he says, I'm no theologian. I'm giving, like, the perspective. And a lot of people are like, oh, the Emperor's just mad at God. No, the Emperor's opinion is that bad people use religion to justify their hatred and justify the I'm right argument. As well as, like, religion holds humanity back. Because religious groups have held science back. They held humanity back for so long. And he's right. He is correct in that way. But at the same time, he shows that he's completely ignorant. Like, he is correct. History and science back him up on that. But the problem is that he's not looking at it from a human perspective, because it's not a perspective that he has. And yes, he is correct. But at the same time, he's missing a very key aspect to religion. Religion brings comfort. Death is scary. Not having an answer is terrifying to a lot of people. Like, even I struggle with death. Like, sometimes I stay awake at night because I'm scared of dying. I'm scared of, like, growing old and dying. What if there is something at the end of the tunnel? What if there is an afterlife? There's no evidence of it. That's why I'm an atheist. But at the same time, he doesn't understand why someone would cling to that comfort. He doesn't understand that. And it's very evident through the conversation. Hence why he's right, but he's an asshole. Because he doesn't stop to think for a second what Uriah's perspective is. Why Uriah clung to hope. Why he clung to the message of the Church of the Lightning Stone. A man was gifted a miracle. Like, what person who's desperate for salvation wouldn't believe in that? Religion brings comfort to some people. Sure, it might be wacky nonsense, but it's wacky nonsense that helps someone feel a little bit comfier and helps them get through the day. He's right about the historical context, and he's right about it being used for evil. He's just wrong about when it comes to people. Hence why, yeah, the book, like, the story takes his side, but at the same time, it's that you're a fucking prick. Yeah, you're right, but you didn't need to be that way. You could have said all the same shit, but also comforted Uriah. Like, you could have comforted him. Exactly. Big E wakes up every day knowing he will see the next one. Mortals don't have that luxury. As well, the Emperor is a being beyond us. And for someone who is like that, he doesn't get us. He believes in humanity. He believes that humanity is the rightful rulers of the galaxy, which is wrong. We are not the rightful rulers of the galaxy. We were born on a backwater rock and nearly nuked ourselves into the Stone Age because we fucked up. That doesn't make us mighty. He had to drag us kicking and screaming. And his empire fell around him because he didn't understand the people he was trying to rule. Normal people play Astartes to feel powerful. I play them to hit aliens with a steel chair. Cinema. I'm not trying to start a debate, but wouldn't a person who believes in something or still questioning it be agnostic than atheist? When your brain goes into panic mode, it starts creating scenarios, right? Your brain starts creating scenarios in your head when you go into panic mode. When you're, like, having an existential crisis. It doesn't make me agnostic for my brain questioning, well, what if it's real? Because it's the emotional side of your brain arguing with the logic side. And at that point, you either choose to live with the comforting idea, or you sit with logic. Logically, there's nothing to prove that God exists. There's nothing to prove that heaven exists. So, logically, they don't exist. And I'd rather go with the thing that logically makes sense than rather feel emotional comfort. Because by sitting with it and logically thinking it through, it does bring me comfort. Because I'm not lying to myself. If I'm proven wrong, sick. If I'm proven right, then I live the next day the best that I can. I continue to make the friendships. I continue to succeed as best I can. And hopefully I leave my mark on this world. And if I don't, I don't. But I'm going to continue to live the life that I want to live. And I'm not going to let religion or a God that doesn't exist dictate what I do with my life. I like to be nice to people. I like to be kind to people. Not because God told me to do it, but because I choose to be. I choose to be nice. I choose to be a good person. I choose to entertain you guys. That's how I personally came to it. Do not assume my way of thinking is how everyone else came to the conclusion. Like, this is a lot of stuff in my brain. It's very complicated. I messed up. I ate all the glue. Oh, that sucks. I'm sorry for you. A faction of orcs that thinks about making the flashiest backyard wrestling moves. Oh, that's funny. You're good people, boss. I try to be. That's similar to my view of things. If I pass and there's not that one, then cool. But if there is one, then also cool. Like, trust me, I've had these debates and discussions. I have my friend who's currently going to medical school. She's full-on Christian. We've had these theological debates. We've gotten to screaming matches over it. But we're still very close friends, and I'm very happy that she, even though she doesn't agree with me, even though she doesn't agree with my perspective, she understands it, which is what I want. I wanted people to understand my perspective on it. And at no point did I ever tell her that she needed to stop believing in what she believed in, because, like, that's wrong. She's allowed to believe in something that brings her comfort. Because, like, what does believing in God and Jesus really do in the long run? As long as you weren't using it to hurt anybody else and you keep it to yourself, it's perfectly fine. And she has full right to believe in it. And I'm just glad that she understands my perspective and she enlightened her worldview. 12 months in a desert taught me God's a kid with an ant farm at best. Actually, so nah, that's way too complicated. I'm not gonna talk about that. Taking peace from someone is just icky. Exactly. I don't know why, but I barely believed as a child like I did. I believe in a little bit, but never really cared about religion growing up. Wow, welcome to 40K, everybody. It makes us have religious talks. A way I like to screw with conservative Christians is to point out how, technically speaking, Jesus was the first communist. Oh, he is! Oh, it's like reading Jesus' words. It's like reading the Communist Manifesto. Down with landlords. Down with greedy billionaires. Oh yeah, I'm down with this. I don't believe in the Sky Daddy stuff, but like, nah, Jesus, based as fuck. Let's go. Exactly. Everybody has their own belief about what happens when we die. I believe it goes black. If I'm wrong, awesome, I'm wrong. Awesome. Will I remember being wrong? Probably not. But we don't know, and we'll never know. Unless somehow someone is enlightened enough, lightning starts shooting from their hands, and they go, "We turn into crab when we die!" Unless someone, like, becomes omnipotent, we don't know. Romans, we can't have that. The Emperor was Judas. Still love that theory, T-Com. I love that theory. The Emperor was Judas. I'm still on the fence, but I'll find out eventually, like you said. Exactly. Will I remember being wrong? Probably not. Exactly. I'm living my life. I'm having fun. I'm having a laugh. He sat for hours braiding a whip to later use it on loan sharks. The curse of consciousness. You know that you will stop existing at some point. Isn't that the ultimate form, like, of fuckery? Like, listen, don't believe in God, but how fucked is it if God exists? He gave us consciousness. Like, I'm depressed, but I'm filled with anxiety. Oh, I want to die, but I'm too scared to! It's the ultimate practical fucking joke. I want to die, but I'm too scared to. Best fucking joke I could play on a mortal. The Emperor was Jesus and Judas playing both sides. He's a psyker. He created a clone version of himself. He's just sitting in two spots. He's like, how do I fuck with them? It was early enough in his life to fuck with people. He did admit to being a little bit of a little shit when he was growing up. Speaking of 40K, I'm excited for this new Guard Codex. Yeah, by the way, they did say that the first 3 codexes of 2025 for the first quarter will be Imperial Guard, Eldar, Imperial Knights. We don't know what in what order, but they will be the first 3. So starting in January and going through February and April. Yes. Will be either Imperial Guard, Eldar, or Knights. If I became a sea creature, that would be the ultimate karma, since I used to be a commercial fisherman. Ooh! Ooh! You become a tuna, and you get captured by the net. And now you're in the can. Oh, that's funny. Does that mean Jesus X Judas was canon? Oh my god, dude, the shipping wars have begun. The religious shipping wars, let's go. My most problematic ship? David and the Goliath. Isn't Guard Slade for January confirmed? I could not find anything confirming it. If you could find it, please send it to me. We're all subjects to God's Pranks channel. Hey guys, welcome to GodTube. Today I've created something called anxiety and another thing called depression. I'm gonna put them inside one being and see what happens. Ah! Fuckhead. Do you have any good tips to counter Necrons? Because my friend's going to build a Necron army at the same time I start building my Death Guard. If you're playing Death Guard and you're fighting Necrons, your only advantage, close that distance between you and him. Get into his face as fast as possible as Death Guard. As well, do not leave a unit around. If you can kill a unit entirely, do it. Necrons get really annoying because they keep coming back. That's what you need to do. Wipe them out. Do not leave a unit alive. So you have your army focus down a unit. After that unit's dead, move on to the next one. Keep doing that ad nauseum and keep the pressure up on the Necrons. Because that they can play a way better game of War of Attrition than you can. So the idea is that you want to push them off the board. I want to see Big Ian is listening to My Chemical Romance stage. It's not a phase, Erna! It speaks to me! Fucking sitting there in his goth face paint, listening to the Black Parade, haul up in his room. Fucking giant-ass Emperor, like the fucking, the secret orders that he has around the planet, like, sir, you gotta come out. No! I want my dad to take me to the Black Parade. Your dad's been dead for like 1,000 years. Shut up, Clark! I want to hear it. You're stupid. Imagine Big E in his Wild West face. Oh, I want that so bad. I want him in a cowboy hat. I want him to be like in a cowboy hat with a fucking 6-shooter and everything. I just need that image. I think that's funny. Emperor with a big iron on his hip. God, and riding a tiny horse. I need this. I need this so bad. He has his cowboy face. Oh my god, he's in a cowboy face and he's well out of fucking date of, like, the time period. Oh my god, that's funny. I need that in my life. Like, we got flying cars and he rides into town as a cowboy. God, that'd be funny. Neoth, get your ass home! Oh, the fun we can have with an immortal who's so fucking powerful. New lore, he was Chuck Norris and made Texas. Not Chuck Norris. Chuck Norris is a dick. Not even a fun dick. He's just an asshole. Big E. Imagine Gilliman going through an emotional stage as a teen. He did! He was raised by a normal family. And by normal, I mean the rulers of McCrag. But at least he was raised in a family that actually showed him love and compassion. Man, Angron, why are you so messed up? Not some of us didn't live in a fucking palace, Gillyman! Hostile. Think he met Sasquatch? I choose to believe he did. Not only do I think he met Sasquatch, I think he killed him because it's funnier if everybody keeps theorizing about the cryptid Sasquatch. I think it's funnier that way. He kept the myth of Sasquatch around just to fuck with people. Big E having a cowboy showdown loses, just regenerates and starts looking real sad on the floor because it's not like the movies. Did you get what you wanted, Neoth? No! That hurt! The guy who shot me and walked away! Love and compassion as much as you could get in 40k. I'm imagining Big E with Android 13 accent. Look at my cowboy hat! Name's Neoth. Look at my hat. Bang. Ah! Ah! Screams in Turkish. Just the medieval Biggie just before fighting the Void Dragon, like a Biggie, just say, "Bring it, bitch." What would that be in like medieval times? What would you say in like medieval times? It's like, "Bring it, bitch." Gilliman starts a garage band and his foster parents are nothing but supportive. Yeah, no, like, he's really taken to music. It's like this really great thing. It's not a phase. It's like a genuine passion that he has. God, that'd be adorable. Have at thee. It'd probably be have at thee, but I want something funnier than have at thee. Bring it, vile rapscallion. Gotts von Berchelt. I can't say German. I'm fucking stupid. I have no evidence nor doubts. That's funny. This is red. So is there a place I can show off some armor I'm making you? I think you'd like it. I do have an art section within my Discord server. If you're gonna join it from the link tree that's linked on the TikTok, you have to open it up in a different browser.
One debt to society later.
Which, by the way, all those on TikTok, if you can, go subscribe to my YouTube and my Twitch. Because remember, TikTok's getting banned in a month. It's getting banned in a month, and I won't be able to see you guys anymore if you're in America. By the way, Gotts is credited with creating the phrase, "lick my ass." Lick my ass. I don't even like Warhammer. I'm just kind of here for the salamanders. I don't like Warhammer, but I like this faction within it. They murder children, too. Good evening, boss. How are you? I'm tired. I've been working on the Dead Space 3 script all day. Oh, it's so hard to find things to talk about in that game. Holy shit. So, amusingly, the new Votan novel has a robot called Swiftblade. He's classed as an engineer. He's the ship's chef because making flavor is engineering. That's so cute. I love that. I love that. Mom! First off, hi, Mom. Love you. Second, I have a rock driveway, so that tears up my shovels. I shovel my sidewalk and I shovel my walkway. I do not shovel the driveway because there's no point. But I have not shoveled yet. I'm just gonna do that tomorrow. I've been very busy. I also gotta go Christmas shopping. But hi, Mom! Hi, Mom. Love you. Love you, Mom. Does the Imperium manufacture new types of spaceships? No, they do not. They do not make anything new. Well, they claim not to make anything new. But they usually stay to the standard. Yeah, no, so funny thing about me and my family. So when I was growing up, my mom and dad would do everything in their power to try and embarrass me and my brother. Like they would do like the comedic bits of like their parents saying like, "Love you kids, be good today," that kind of thing, you know? And like me and my brother, no shot, no cap, we just turned around and we just repeated the same thing back to them. Like they could not embarrass us by like loving us. And my family's dynamic is that like we rib on each other all the time. We'll just be like hanging out in the living room. My brother will say something, or like one of us will say something, and then the other three just start ribbing on them. It's great. Stop bragging about having a healthy relationship with your parents. I'm sorry. Just my mom came into the chat, and I'm very happy about that. My mom and my dad, they don't watch my stuff because like it doesn't interest them, and that's perfectly fine. As well, like, my mom's like, you swear like a sailor, you need to stop. I'm like, fucking make me. But, like... having a happy family must be nice. No, I'm very privileged. I am very privileged and very lucky to have a family that loves and supports me in the way that they do. And again, like... it's very rare to see my mom in my streams. So when I do see her, it's just like, hi, Mom! Love you! Ooh, that's cool. Nice salamanders. My brain's stupid. Buckler? That's a buckler, right? I'm a very stupid person when it comes to armor. I think it's a buckler. I could be stupid. Bracers. Bracer. Awesome looking bracer, mate. Good job. Is the impediment to having a Unification Wars game that would have to show the 2nd and 11th? No. The impediment of having a Unification Wars game, you wouldn't have the Space Marine Legions, you'd have the Thunder Warriors. You'd have the Thunder Warriors. Remember that the Space Marine Legions didn't come around until near the end of the Unification Wars. The whole set will be done in a few months. Awesome, Michael. That's great. Congratulations. Just sent my mom a text saying thank you for coming in. I remember Thunder Warriors don't sell like Space Marines. Yeah, remember that like Thunder Warriors or that oh god, they do not look 40k. That's like a mighty ask to try and get somebody in on that. Like, chat. This was a Thunder Warrior. You try selling that, not a lot of people are going to go for it. They'd have to be, like, redone and redesigned for, like, modern day. Pretty new to 40k, but what book do you think is the best one to start with Horus Rising? Horus Rising is the book you start with if you're starting with Horus Heresy. I would play Thunder Warriors 100%. I'd have to, like, see, like, all the factions that they make. I wouldn't just play, like, the Imperium. Like, yeah, it's kind of like the Imperium wins. Like, it's kind of like the Imperium would win the Unification War. But, like, the idea of, like, Warhammer is that it's a sandbox game. It takes place at any time within Warhammer. So, like, any of your games could happen at any time. So, like, the Unification Wars could just be that, too. I want to play Techno-Barbarians! Yeah! Love your work. Thank you. I believe there is a fan-made Unification Wars game in the works. It's based on AOS. Nice. I will say I picked up Chaos Space Marines, and I am playing them as Loyalist Luna Wolves. Little bit of a problem with choosing CSM as Loyalist Luna Wolves. But you know what? Have fun. Give Mad Max with space guns. Yeah. Give me my plasma pistols and my barbaric-looking weirdos and freaks. And the Imperium wins the Heresy and 30k is playable. Exactly. The problem is that, like, the Unification Wars are that mystery part of Warhammer 40k that it's been expanded upon in the Horus Heresy, but it's never really been expanded upon since then. So, and plus, like, it's at that time where, like, the Emperor was running around and fighting with the Legion, like, the Custodes and, the Thunder Warriors, my god. So, like, how do you have him as a playable character and make him the most broken thing the game's ever seen? Or do you have him not be playable and just have the Thunder Warriors? I want to try Horus Heresy, but I still haven't played 40k yet. Play 40k first, see if you like tabletop games like that before you jump into Horus Heresy. Horus Heresy is a much more complex game, and it's way bigger than 40k. So, like, if you want to try Horus Heresy, play 40k first. What would his stat line be exactly? Like, how do you balance it so that he's killable? Or is it like a situation where it's a massive game anyway, he's like 2,000 points to bring, you're expecting things to die? Yeah, so like, start with 40k first. Then after you find your army in 40k, there are comparable armies in Horus Heresy to 40k. So, like, as an example, if you like the Tau, but you want to play Ultramarine, if you want to play in Horus Heresy, the best things that are closest to Tau are Ultramarines, Iron Warriors, and the Solar Auxilia. Those are the closest things. I've ingested so much 40k stuff and have like 7 armies, but online just can't get people together to play. Yeah, it's a little bit rough if you don't know the proper groups. Hence why my Discord exists. If you want to play a game of 40k, you just ask in there. Someone on Tabletop Simulator will challenge, like, play with you. I believe the fan-made plan was small skirmish like AOS, but the Emperor is like Nagash power level. Ugh. Yeah, that would make sense. That's still really screwed up. I built a lot of Chaos Legion / demons. Nice. Michael, the problem is that 1s are always a failure, so it would have to be 2s. The Nagash, the guy who was always a dick. Nagash, the Grim Reaper, if he said fuck you anyway. Finish my Sentinel waiting on glue drying. Nice. Come on in. You can come in. Come in, stupid. Yeah. Alright, chat. Ugh. It's time. It's time for Kitty Cat Cameo. Say hello to Sarah, everybody. She's been lonely because Mom's not home. Phoenix isn't home, so she's lonely. She's very lonely. And Dad's been on the computer all day working and not paying attention to her. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry that Dad's not been paying attention to you. Sweet little baby. Yes, you are, sweet little baby. Like, look at her. Like, look at her, chat. She's just like small little creature, small little baby. Also, maybe you can clarify something because I've only watched and not played, but why do a lot of people say Custodes are bad? They're not. They're just not at the level that they were back in 9th edition. 9th edition Custodes were the most broken army. Turn 1 charge with half your army, and you just shut your opponent's army down by just charging everything. And I'm better at you in melee, and you can't hurt me. Unless you were playing a melee-focused army like World Eaters, you were not being Custodes in melee combat 9 times out of 10. Especially when they were charging you and getting rerolls on everything. Like, they were disgusting in 9th edition. Especially when GW introduced the rule of Armor of Contempt, which is if you are a faction with power armor. So anything Chaos Space Marine, Sisters of Battle, Space Marines, Custodes, you just got +1 to your armor save regardless. So they had a 2+ save. In order to even get them up to a 6+ save, you'd have to hit them with an AP -5 weapon. It was stupid. So, like, extremely tanky, extremely fast, extremely durable. It was like playing the Unstoppable Force. Now, Custodes, much more balanced army, but compared to that, it looks like shit. Balanced to a comparison of a balanced army to a army that's been broken. It's like looking at shit, but they're not. Incredibly, Custodes are fine. They're not broken. Are they amazing? No, but they're good. As well as that, like, it's not the Custodes' fault that Melee got nerfed in 10th edition. Melee got incredibly hit hard in 10th edition because it was just so powerful throughout 40k. If a unit gets into melee combat, you're just fucked a lot of instances. Now that units get stuck in melee combat, it's not that big of an issue anymore. Like, units will still die. You have to think, like, appropriately what melee units are charging. Like, what are your melee units charging what? But, like, a squad of 10 Khorne Berserkers isn't gonna murder a knight anymore in melee. That kind of thing, you know? A squad of Custodes charging into melee is not gonna, like, murder anything bigger than them. No, not on the desk. Unless you're Fire Warriors, they just die in melee. Yep. That's because Tau sucks in melee combat. Haha, found the YouTube. Exactly. Like, I also understand how finding the YouTube is so hard. It's Announcer of Games on YouTube. Look for the mole. She's like, how do I escape from father? How do I break his grip? How do I escape? Hello, Liquid. You are Liquid now. Ooh. I'm so excited for Emperor's Children. I am too. Now having seen the new Death Guard detachment, 20 Poxwalkers might close combat a night. No. What? Death Guard detachment? Oh yeah, because they announced like new detachments. Giving them an early game speed boost and durability buff. Even at ranges they normally wouldn't get protection from, a contagion giving the enemy -1 to the ballistic skill. The stratagems here are all locked to infantry units in the army, making this ideal for an army going heavy on Plague Marines and Death Shroud. The attachment's biggest weakness is that you give up too much to take it. Losing the versatility of the Plague Host detachment's upgraded contagion rule is just brutal, but the good news is that the stratagems you get here are much better and priced more affordably. Unfortunately, everything good here just reminds you how important it is to either have Rattle Joint Aug, -1 to saves, or Skullgrim Blade, -1 to whip and ballistic skill active for your army. Okay, so it's a -1 to get hit. Stratagems. Nausea Paroxysm. At the start of any fight phase, an enemy unit with engagement range of an infantry unit must take Battle Shock test. Consolidate 6 to 3. In shooting phase, one infantry unit gains the pistol ability. Okay. In shooting phase, one infantry unit can reroll hit rolls of 1. You will not be able to kill a knight in one turn. With Poxwalkers, that's impossible. If you're looking at the stratagem, Invariating Onslaught, maximum 6 mortal wounds. Maximum 6. And it's everybody who gets into engagement range. So it's models that touch base and the models behind them. So they will not be able to kill a knight. They can hurt a knight, but they can't kill it. Still a funny mental image of a knight swarmed by zombies. It is funny. But, like, you're not killing a knight with Poxwalkers, I'm sorry. Unless, like, you're finishing one off. But, there... This is why I like Goonhammer. They do, like, go over the ups and the downs. The upside is that, like, this -1 to get hit for your infantry is amazing, because you're already durable as is. Making it harder to hit you makes it even harder to try and kill your units, because the more that your opponent misses, the less they have to hurt you, and it's already hard enough hurting you. So you're just adding insult to injury. As well, your stratagems are good. Like, the stratagems are good. No denying that. And solid bursts of speed. Like, you can get places faster. But the downside is that, like, you lose a lot. You don't get sticky anymore. No buffs for vehicles or monsters. They're clearly just in a supporting role for the infantry if you bring them. And you don't get contagion from Plague Company. Which sucks. Did 1,000 Suns get a new detachment? Damn it. Oh, it's part of Grotmiss. Okay. Let me have my 1,000 Suns, damn it! Please! I beg! In my soon-to-be Death Guard army, I'm getting 14 Plague Marines, 5 Blight Lords, and Typhus. What would you recommend getting next? 14 Marines, 5 Blight Lords. Honestly, Land Raider. I'd recommend a Land Raider for you. Give Typhus and his Blight Lord something to ride around in. Or if you don't want tanks, if you don't want like a Land Raider, go with the Blight Haulers. Those are fun. Those are always fun. Good times for everyone. Yeah, that's cool that, like, we're all getting new detachments this Christmas. That's sick. Like, here, this will be, like, the last thing we do today, but, like, I'll help you out a little bit here. Dark Angels is kind of interesting. It sort of feels a bit like the craziest way to run it, with also a lot of DA Legends units. It's kind of weird that, like, they're getting stuff when they already have their book, right? Like, I'm not crazy for, like, feeling a little bit weird that they're getting new stuff. Like, Victoria will love it. Victoria plays Dark Angels, so, like, good for her. But yeah, for our Death Guard player here. So, you'll either want some of these, the Mephitic Blight Hauler. Because, like, they're good. They're good anti-tank. You don't have a lot of anti-tank with the army, with the units that you have now, so, like, this is a good anti-tank option. But if you want to get those Terminators up the board faster, Land Raider is your best bet. The Land Raider is your best friend. But yeah, like, either get some of these, or get one of these. Support your army. And then after that, get yourself some Death Shroud. Get yourself some Death Shroud. Get yourself some Poxwalkers. Get yourself some more Plague Marines. You know, that kind of good stuff. Get yourself that. Reward yourself. It's Christmas. Do Chaos get Dreadclaws? Not anymore. Dreadclaws are strictly locked to Horus Heresy, unless you're playing for fun games, which in that case, then you have to use Legends units. Thanks, boss. You're welcome. I'm thinking about starting a Chimera chapter with Marines being a cross between Night Lords and Salamanders. How would I go about making them fit in the setting, but still keeping to the Grimdark storyline? Whatever you want. If, have them have, like, that sense of justice, but they bring justice through fire. And, like, they have a very, strong sense of justice, but nihilistic as fuck. Like, they believe that everyone is guilty, and, like, it's varying degrees of guilt. That kind of thing. Drop pod Death Guard would be cool. It would be, but it would break the game in half. Like, Death Guard rules right now, especially with, like, their new detachment. So, like, they have Aura of Contagion. Sorry, I'm trying to find them. So, like, they have Aura of Contagion. So, they would, like, drop right beside an enemy unit on, like, turn 2 or turn 3. They're already within it, and you can combo that off real good. Like, that's insane. That's why they don't do that. Trust me, the amount of things I would abuse if Thousand Suns got drop pods is insane. But GW thought ahead, and it sucks, but what can you do? One of my friends decided to paint his army into Star Command, so Buzz Lightyear, etc., and they decided to make Gilliman into Woody, even giving him a tiny hat. Aww, that's cute. Well, hopefully the Thousand Suns get their robots back. If I get my psychic robots back, I will literally marry GW. I will sell whatever's left of the Pringle can that is my soul to them. Give me my Cadillacs back. Give me my robots! I love the robots! Fucking useless in Horus Heresy. But one of the coolest fucking units that the Thousand Suns can bring. Like, oh my god! I love these stupid things. Like, chat! Look at this stupid fucking thing. I love them. They're so cool. GW. Don't be fucking cowards. Bring back the Castellax. I love these stupid fucking things. They're so cool. We need a melee unit anyway. We need it. Just bring them back. I'm yours if you do. Is it true that the Hellbrutes of the Thousand Suns aren't even Marines from their Legion? Yep, they trick people into becoming Hellbrutes. It's great. How would the Sister of Silence be more developed, since people say that they should be more developed? I struggle to see what could be done with them. Maybe delve into their origins. We've already done that. We've already done that. People don't read the fucking books. Because people don't read. We've already done all these things that these people are bitching about. We've already done it. But they don't fucking read. It's not our fault. They don't fucking read the books. Oh, the female custodians take away from society. They don't. They're not developed. Fuck you, they are. You just don't read the fucking books. Christ. Fucking hate that so much. Watcher of the Throne series has them in it. Fucking Flight of the Eisenstein has them in it. Emperor of Master of Mankind has them. Sister of Silence has loads of units in Horus Heresy. They just don't have dedicated models yet. Exactly. I didn't mean that question to send you in a rant. I'm sorry. No, it's fine. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. Like, they have stories, guys, and everybody. Like, they are developed. It's just that the people bitching about it don't read. And then when we pointed out that they're in these books, they get pissy because they're just like, well, I didn't know about it. Well, now you do, so shut the fuck up. Could Mortarion have been a decent Primarch if he had a different view on things? Could this character have been a decent person if we just change him completely? Probably. Yeah, Sisters of Silence have been expanded upon. It's not a lot, but like, here's everything with them in it. And they appear in the Siege of Terra series as well. They appear all throughout the Horus Heresy, especially Thousand Suns. I didn't mean that, like, also, they have a really odd-looking Heresy transport. Yeah, right? Like, hold on, let's get this up here before we leave tonight. Let's go look at their transport. Let's look at their stats first. Horus Heresy 2nd Edition. Factions. Forces of the Emperor. Horus Heresy. Forces of the Emperor. Sisters of Silence. Chat! Chat! What the fuck is this thing? It's like... it's a missile. Like, that's kind of cool. But, like, at the same time... what the fuck? What the fuck? Look at this thing. This is the Sisters of Battle's cannon, like, transport. It looks like something out of Flash Gordon. That is exactly what I'm thinking. Oh, it's not even a transport. What the fuck is that? Oh, it is a transport, just in fast attack. No, it is a dedicated transport. What does it do? Front 13, side 12, rear 11, 150 points? That's not a bad transport. 2 hull-mounted Vrenatine missile launchers. Oh! Whew. Okay, that's not bad. That's not bad. Spectra Distort Shield. It's considered to be 8 inches further away than it actually is. Ooh, chat. Ooh, chat. I'm fucking with this thing. Hellion Heavy Cannon Array. Ooh. Outflank. Deep Strike. Assault Vehicle? 16 movement? Chat. I think the Sisters of Silence, like, outside the Custodes, has some of the best, like, has the best troop transporter. This stupid fucking thing? Holy shit! Games Workshop, calm down. Looks silly, but punches hard. Oh, yeah. Whew. Hi, Aramis. Sorry, we were just wrapping up. I mean, the Custodes Heresy tanks slap. Oh, they do slap. Alright, so those on TikTok, if you haven't already, please go subscribe to YouTube and Twitch. Remember that TikTok's getting banned in a fucking month. And anytime I try to talk about it on my regular videos, my videos get suppressed. So, fuck you, TikTok. You're dying anyway. And I will not go down with you. Please, if you can, donate. I do understand that it is the holiday season. If you can donate, awesome. If you can't, don't worry about it. Just go subscribe. Well, excuse me. Go subscribe to the YouTube and the Twitch. Your support always matters. And I am taking a lot of my TikTok videos from TikTok, making them into compilations, and then posting them to YouTube as a redraft with music in the background for just something that you can listen to in the background. But yeah, thank you so much for coming tonight and just chilling with me. Wednesday, we will either probably play Space Marine 2, because we are getting an update sometime soon here, or we will be playing more Dark Tide, because there's also a update coming for that. We will also be starting up the Pokemon Nuzlocke here sooner than later. But for now, everybody, you all have a fantastic night, and I'll see you all on Wednesday. Good night, everybody.